awards and subscriptions and so on. Ask if there's anybody who wants to ask me some questions about them, and of course to thank all of the people who have sent me awards and subscribed to me here, like my active sponsor D Polly there. Hello, good evening. Or other people have sent me stuff on my Amazon wish list, or use my Buy Me a Coffee page link thing. Yeah, so I mean that's the principal reason for doing this. Most months when I have something to say anyway, when I remember. But also there's if anybody wants to ask me any questions about how awards or sponsorships or Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal or any of that works, feel free to ask me whatever you like, whatever you want to know, and I'll do my best to answer. Let me find my dashboard there, my bio link dashboard. So what I've got here, thank you again, D Polly. Thank you very much. Always appreciate, always generous, and always sending me awards and subscribing to me. So there, that bio link, that's got a link to a few different places, a few different links that I have. A link to my Twitter, a link to my YouTube, and so on, and to my my Buy Me a Coffee. What's my watch saying to me? It keeps buzzing. My watch and my phone keep buzzing at me for some reason. I might have to mute them. Oh, that's that, and that's that. Okay, fine. Yeah, so a link there. I'll show you what it looks like, in fact, because I should be able to find it on my phone. I think I've got it here somewhere. It's in here. Hang on. Bio link. Log in. And bear with me a second. There we are. That's that one we need to see. No, you don't need to see that. It's that one. Okay. So that's what it looks like. That's my bio link. That's how it looks on a phone. It looks similar on desktop device or laptop device, and it's got, as I say, links to Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Buy Me a Coffee, my 3 forms there: Google Forms, Secrets and Advice, Phone Box Quiz form, Book Review form, Amazon wish list. I've got a couple of friends there, Claire and Jules, and my favourite charity as well, Marie Curie. You want to buy a pint? Well, my Buy Me a Coffee, it does allow you to change that. Yeah, but that's very nice of you, very kind. Hello, Little Dipper. Welcome. I do have, speaking of pints, I do have some nice raspberry crush from the Tempest Brewery, which is good stuff. It's one of my favorites, already one of my favorites. I get an order every week. I put in an order every week from them, and over the past month, or maybe a little bit more, I've been getting the raspberry crush every week because it's really nice. So I shall pour that in your honor. There we go. Delicious. So I've certainly, over the past few days, a person has certainly sent me enough money on PayPal to pay for a pint. There you go. Never had raspberry beer. It's really nice. Order it from Tempest Brewery in Tweedbank. If you wanted to collect it, you may be a bit far away to collect it, but you can collect it for free, or they'll send it out to you for, I think, £7.95, whatever you're ordering. It's really nice, really good. Do they have their website on here? I think it's Tempest Brew Co. or something like that, but it's easy enough to find. May not ship to the USA. I don't think they do, sadly. I have a feeling that they did ship to the rest of the EU, but obviously that's stopped now. I don't think they do. But, do no harm to ask, I guess. Plus a ticket to the UK, yes, that makes it a bit more expensive. I think that's was that a Mrs. Martin line? Do you know how much it costs to get a pint in London? It's £45 a pint, although that does include the coach the ticket to get there. Something along those lines, but funnier, funnier, Caroline Aherne, funnier. But yes, it's really nice. So feel free to ask me any questions about the awards or the sponsorships or whatever you want to say. I should have said sponsorships, not subscriptions. Can I edit the title now? As I got the settings in here, let's see, can I edit the title after I've done it? I can. Save. So I'm going to, I think that should do it. Has that worked? Let's see, it should come up with the title in a second. Yes, there it is. Okay, so yes, feel free to ask me anything about that if you like. It's a cool feature, isn't it, Flames? It's clever, isn't it? So anything, anything about HAPS or about anything else, and everything that I say about, awards and sponsorships and so on, that applies just as much to all of your other favorite broadcasters. Whenever somebody does something interesting, live streaming or videos or whatever on the internet, if they're putting effort into it, if they're actually, showing some kind of skill or entertaining you in some way, I was watching the Med earlier, for example, playing the ukulele. And he gave effectively a little half-hour concert of him playing the ukulele and playing it really well. The electric ukulele, if you see what I mean. And that takes practice and rehearsal and skill, and it's worth rewarding that. It's worth reflecting. Reflecting your enjoyment of watching his broadcast, his stream. And there's plenty of other people who do things that are, things that require effort or talent or something. There's people who do quizzes on here. There's people who have particular knowledge, like Isabita Bug with her knowledge of insects and her enthusiasm, her talent for telling people about insects. There's people who do cooking and show you how to cook something. There's lots of people who don't just sit and talk. A lot of people do, obviously, and that doesn't really take much effort or much skill or much talent just to sit in front of a camera and talk. Yes, is it David? Is that right? The neuroscientist. Yes, I was watching his broadcast about, what did he call it? Was it pure awareness? I think he called it. And if somebody's studied for years to learn something interesting, and then Ian, that's it, Ian McLaughlin, yes. Studied for years to learn something about, and then tell you about it. That's that's worth reflecting, and there's a number of ways you can do that. So on Haps, everybody gets the coins just through using Haps. You accumulate coins just through logging in every day, or if you broadcast. Then you get coins, and you can send them to whoever you enjoy watching, whoever you think deserves. Just adjust my chair if I can. Where's the... there it is. Yes, whoever you think deserves coins, you can send them to that person, and then when they get $100 worth, then they can cash them out. And it is, for anybody who's at all skeptical about it, or doesn't quite believe it, it is actual real money that you get. As long as you hit the $200 minimum payout, then you email Haps and they say, "Oi, give me what you say, give me my money," and it goes straight into your bank account, into your PayPal or however you choose. Actual real money, which I have done a few times, 2 or 3 times, withdrawn that $200, and yeah, that's from people either just acquiring the coins just from using Haps, or from buying them and then sending them. And I really appreciate that. That's very good. But the more efficient way of doing it, the better value for money way of doing it is to actually sponsor people. So instead of just occasionally sometimes sending the awards, which is very good, the more efficient way of doing it is to sponsor somebody. Now, when you buy the awards, Haps takes a cut, and if you're using your phone, Apple or Google takes a cut. But with the sponsorships, they don't. And you can choose however much you want it to be in dollar amount, so $1 or $2 or $3 or $12 or whatever you want to send on a monthly basis. And that amount that you choose, and it can be anything, that amount that you choose gets taken out of your PayPal or your Apple account, however you do it, your credit, debit card, and unless you cancel it, it goes every month to the person who you sponsor. But you can cancel it at any time. So although it's a monthly repeating thing, and it keeps repeating every month until you stop it, it stops whenever you want it to stop. So it's not like it's a 6-month, it's not like a subscription where there's a 6-month or a 12-month minimum thing. It's not. It's 1 month, and then the next month, and then the next month, and you can stop it anytime you like, or change it anytime you like. You can reduce it or increase it, however you want to do. And as I say, Haps doesn't, at the moment at least. They said for the moment they're not. Hello, Lucia. They're not taking anything from the sponsorships, which is great. And as I say, that's the more efficient way of doing it. So if you enjoy a particular person or whoever it is that you watch quite often, hello, Lorburn. They haven't caught the Coolest Candy statue vandals, no, sadly. Do you know who cancels? As well, there's Margaret or Dee Polly. They are my current active sponsors, and I've got a few others. Thank you, Lucia. And if they cancel, then it no longer says active sponsor on their thing. that's yeah, and I can see in my list of people who sponsor me, I can see who is currently sponsoring me and how much. So yes, I would know if somebody cancels, or if I look, I would see if somebody changes their sponsorship. I mean, I'm not on there every day, I'm not checking and making certain every day that, it's not like that, but yeah. Yes, Haps doesn't take any fee from the sponsorship. So that, as I say, that's a much more efficient way of doing it than the buying the coins and then sending coins. It's much better to do it like that. So to donate to you directly, is it go to your link or sponsor you? Yep. So if you have a look at, can I find it on my phone? Let's find my front page on my profile. Right. So here's my front page on Haps. Okay. And you see here it says show your support, sponsor Andrew there. So you can tap onto that, and that's how you'd begin setting up a sponsorship. Quit password using a phone box. Oh dear. Yeah. Yes, that also does it. Yes. So the buy me a coffee, though, that is not the same as here on my bio link. It's not the same as that buy me a coffee. So the buy me a coffee there is it's a bit like PayPal. That takes you off to a different website where you directly send me money. It's a phrase, yeah. It's a phrase if I was in charge of Haps, I would get rid of because it's confusing people, or it has the potential to confuse people. So yeah, notice that that's not the Buy Me a Coffee app. There's a few like that, isn't there? There's Buy Me a Coffee, there's coffeeko.fee or FI or something. Thank you, Alicia. Yes, there's also the Buy Me a Coffee award there, but again, that's not anything to do with the Buy Me a Coffee app. Yes. Yeah, but there's a few like that, a few similar ones that essentially do the same thing. It's a way of sending money more directly to somebody. So if you go there, I'll just quickly show you the Buy Me a Coffee there. My one, that's my Buy Me a Coffee link, and you can decide however many you want to send to me. And at the moment, it's £5 for one. So you can send me £5 or £10 or £15 if you want to do that, however many you wish, and send me a little message as well. Is that gallon water? This is not gallon water. This is Tempest fruit beer, which is really nice. This broadcast is not sponsored by Tempest, but it should be, frankly. Might be free publicity I give them. So yeah, like I say, feel free to ask me any other questions about all that subject. How much is a coffee in Gallsfields? It's about £2.50. The ones that I get in the cafes. Yes, a cup of coffee. I mean, a coffee here. I've set it at £5. I think you can choose it to be £3 or £4 or £5. I've set it at £5. Why not? Why not? I say. But a real cup of coffee costs about £2.50. I think it's £2.60 for the cappuccino in the Cloud House Cafe, I think. It's about that. I mean, what's that? $3? $3, a little bit more than that, US. What's £2.60 in US dollars? $3.58. Wow, expensive. Plain black coffee. Yeah. I could have a look on the pub website, the Mill House. Expensive. Mill House pub menu. Let's have a look. That one. Right, let's find out. Let's get the menu. Drinks menus there. Numerous coffees. Well, yeah. Desserts, teas, coffees. My Americano is £2.40. You can get an espresso for £2.20, or tea, just plain tea, £2. So there you go. That's about how much it is. Depends on where you get it. But it'll cost you more. Yes, it depends on where you get it, absolutely, and what you order exactly. Yeah. I don't think the Potting Shed have a menu online, and I'm fairly sure the Mill House don't have a menu online either. But it'll be about the same. Theatre, yes, but I'm not going to Wetherspoons for a number of reasons. I mean, that yes, you could do that. Can you do that with other things as well? Other places? Can you do that with Starbucks or something? Yeah. Plain coffee, £2. There is no such thing as a plain coffee. An Americano, I think, is the closest. A latte is £2.60. Americano, £2.40. Mocha, £2.80. But there's no, it doesn't say plain black coffee. I mean, that's an Americano, really, isn't it? £2.20, or tea, £2. Herbal tea, £2.20. And if you want an Irish coffee, that's £5.50. £5.50 for an Irish coffee. Shocking. Don't think so. Is it only Wetherspoons you can do that? But yeah, like I say, right. As I always say, vegan dough, this applies to everybody who does anything interesting. And it's more about thanking all the people who send me awards and sponsorships, unlike you, vegan dough. A local coffee shop will charge less, yeah, like $2 or $3, so it's not that expensive depending on what you order. Like coffee with cream and sugar. I'll have coffee with cream sometimes, but very rarely I'll put sugar in it. Filter coffee is like £2.20 at Costa, is it? Yeah, but it's Costa, isn't it? Nicer to go to a nice independent coffee shop like the Potting Shed, or like the Cloud House Cafe. Nice local independent ones. Delicious. Yes, this is more, as I say, more about thanking all the people who do send me the awards and the buy me a coffee and the PayPal and the Amazon wishlist stuff. Yeah. Maybe when Haps pulls its finger out and allows PayPal to be used, maybe. And I like to think you're sleep typing, yeah, sure. Yeah, but like I say, though, I mean, this applies to anybody who does any streaming or any, YouTube stuff or whatever. If somebody does something interesting, something that's worth watching, where you can find my Amazon list list, you can find it on my bio link. So where is it? There. It's there on my bio link /A9630. Put it at the top, and it's down there. Amazon wish list. Yeah. So let me just because since you ask, that's where you find my bio link, and it's got all my other places as well, Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and so on. Don't really use Twitch, so I'm broadcasting to it at the moment, but yeah, there we are. Questions? Anything else you want to know? Feel free to ask. Not just about the ones on Haps, but elsewhere. Yes, I was saying, this is also anybody else who you watch, anybody who you enjoy watching, anybody who contributes positively to your enjoyment, your entertainment, whatever they do. Ask them if they accept PayPal, or if they accept the awards or whatever. If you enjoy what they do, ask them if they would like to be rewarded in some way. If you can't see an obvious way of doing it. Because there's a lot of people, the Med is an example. So if he was to give a concert, he would have to do it a little bit more professionally, perhaps. But he does do, him and his band, he does gigs where people pay to come along and pay to listen to his music, or their music. I don't know what he charges, £15, something like that. But, here you are getting it for free. And yes, it doesn't have the same atmosphere of a live gig where you actually are, of course not. But, it shouldn't be, you shouldn't just walk away and say, thanks very much, I enjoyed that, bye. It's moving. Yes, it is moving. I switched on that option. If somebody does something that is showing some kind of a talent, or showing some skills or some knowledge or entertaining, if they're doing something that they have put effort into, and not just, as I am at the moment, not just talking to camera as I am doing at the moment, but I do other things, of course, then it's worth sending them something if you can do. I do always say, and none of my stuff has any kind of a paywall at the moment, at least. So everything that I do, you can see for free, because, or partly because, I don't want to prevent people from watching my stuff if they can't afford to. They genuinely can't afford to send me anything. That's okay. I understand that. And people might be under 18 and not have credit cards and whatever. I understand that as well, and I wouldn't want to cut those people off from watching if there are any. Yeah, I get that. Fine. But remember, the coins here, you do accumulate them for free, effectively, just by watching Haps. Which I think is a good thing, because that way everybody has some coins to give to people in the awards. But having said that, as I say, I do think that if somebody is doing something worthwhile, entertaining, then they should be rewarded in some way if you can do. Is there an age limit for Haps? That's a good question. If Lucia is still here, she might be able to answer that. It's probably 13, I think. That's normally what social media has, 13 with parental permission, and then 18. There's rarely do you see anything that's not perfectly, open and accessible and fine for a 13-year-old, say. Not that I go looking, but it's very rare that you'd see anything that's inappropriate. So I would think, I would be fine with 13-year-olds on here, to be honest, if I were the guardian or parent of a child. When you think Alberto Museum, well, I was considering doing that this week, but I don't think I'm going to have time, unfortunately. I was going to go to one of the art galleries for Haps Art, but unfortunately I don't think I'll have time. And at the moment, you've got to book in advance. Here in Scotland, you've got to book a ticket, even if it's free, which means you have to plan in advance. So I can't just decide that day I have time, I'm going to go to Edinburgh and go to one of the art galleries. So it's a little bit more difficult to do that, sadly. Yes, I figured out that's what you meant after I closed the broadcast. I believe he got his daughter to help him set up his iPad. But I'm not sure if it's completely working. I'm not sure if it's completely working, and I definitely still will have to help him with some things, help him with his email and help him with online shopping and so on. So I haven't been allowed to go and see him. I would have done it, but I haven't been allowed to go and see him because of my employer's restrictions on going to visit people in their homes. Yeah, sadly. But I've got plenty of other learners who I can help over the phone. So that's what I've been doing. Most of the, if not all, no, most of the big national museums and art galleries and so on in Scotland are free, but you've got to book your ticket in advance. I know that's true of the Scottish National Gallery and the National Museum of Scotland. Yeah. How did I fare this month? In August? Shall I have a little look? Currently, what have I got? Well, I don't think you can do Zoom, possibly Facebook, but yeah. Let's see, earnings, balances. I'm currently on $84.03. Yeah, I think I can show you that. So if you can see August there, that's a little breakdown of my August earnings. So $47 worth of sponsorships. So that's the, like Margaret there, that's the active sponsors. And then some payment processing fees. So that's not Haps taking a cut of the money, but that's what they have to charge in order to handle the money, if you see what I mean. 0 platform fees. So that would be them taking their cut of the money, but they're not, the 0 platform fees. And the awards that people send, the Honor Roll Award or whatever, $34.90 for a total in August of $78.44. Yeah, sounds like a bank. So far in September, so far, $16.31, $10 from my sponsors, and $6.90 today from the awards. Today and walking up the hill. So that's where we are. That's the current situation. And you can buy this, so you can see that constantly live effectively, or I, as the broadcasting, can see that constantly. And just to prove that it does work, you can see there, balance payouts to you, $22.38. So that was my last payout, which was when it was in August at some point, I think. Yes, a payout of $220, which is lovely. I've done better. Well, the information's there, and it's not a secret. Yeah. I'm not giving away any information that I shouldn't give away. But that's, I don't get a payout every month, though. I think it's so, well, why not? Why not? It's possible to figure it out if you, well, not with the sponsorships, I suppose, but yeah. It would be possible to figure out the awards if you wished to do that. That's all publicly available information. The sponsorship, that's not publicly available, but I don't see why I should hide it. But actually, it has come down. If you look back at May, for example, I got $143 in May, and that was mostly $125 worth of awards in May. April, $128, March, $100, June, $114, July, $89, August, $78. So it's coming down, actually, for some reason. Even though the sponsorships have been going up to a degree, overall, the total amount has been coming down. I'm not sure why. I have done, well, they kind of peaked over the summer. Late spring, summer, and then it's been coming down. I don't know why. I don't think I've changed anything. I don't think I've been doing worse broadcasts, have I? I don't know if that means fewer people watching. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think there's been fewer people watching. Hello, Priggy. How are you? How are you doing? I guess things vary. Things change. I don't know. A working idea. What's your working idea? Less people at home? Could be. Even earache, would you? Would you like me to be a little bit quieter? Shall I be a little bit quieter for Priggy? That might help. Yeah, it could be less people at home. Somewhere in the Northern Hemisphere. A few people watching, maybe. Less people broadcasting. I don't know if there's less people broadcasting. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Always, of course, I think more people should be broadcasting. The number of people who watch HAPS is much greater than the number of people who actively broadcast. I suppose that's always going to be true. But, a platform where it's only people who watch and nobody broadcasting is not going to last very long, is it? So it has to have some people broadcasting. And remember, most of the people who watch do not contribute really at all to the people who are broadcasting. They chat. Kia ora, Louise. They chat which is a little bit of a contribution to the discussion or whatever. But most people don't, certainly not financially, encourage the broadcasters to broadcast. But if it wasn't for them doing that, then there would be nothing to watch. Thank you, Pragia. So people do come on here and say, Haps is crap, there's nothing to watch, there's nothing interesting, there's nobody broadcasting. But what do they do to encourage that? What do people do? Less people broadcasting attracts less viewers, yes. But what do people do to encourage people to broadcast? I think most people just sit in front of their computer or on their phone and expect to be entertained, expect something interesting to watch, or an interesting person to talk to, or a game to play, or some nice place to look at, but don't actually do anything about it. They don't encourage anybody to broadcast. They just expect people to broadcast. It's not TV. It relies on people, creators creating content, creating something to watch. And, I think monetary rewards is one of the best ways of encouraging people to do that. Certainly to do the best kinds of broadcast, shop talk, yeah. To do the best kinds of broadcast, the most entertaining kinds of broadcast, it does need effort. It's necessary to put effort into the best kind of broadcast. And if you do that, if you spend a couple of hours working hard to create some good entertainment, and then at the end of it, everybody just says, right, thanks for that, bye. And there's no awards or no sponsorship or no PayPal or anything like that, then you're not going to do it for very long, probably. So that means fewer and fewer entertaining broadcasts, fewer and fewer people doing anything at all, and it's a vicious circle. So if you want Haps to be there, if you want to watch interesting, entertaining things, you have to make it happen. And you can't just do that by sitting and watching and doing nothing about it. So two things about that, people who watch, fine, watch, but also make sure you're sending the awards, make sure what I do is I buy an amount of coins each month, and then I send that out to the people who I watch. They miss it. I know they miss it, and they miss it because there weren't enough people creating good content and sending the super hearts, and I will refuse to be entertaining until I get paid. So people who watch, send the awards, sponsor people, and as I say, I sponsor a few people, and I buy the coins and send them out to people who I enjoy watching, and I buy a certain amount at the start of the month and then send it over the course of that month, and you might do that as well. You might want to do the same as I do, decide that you want to spend an amount and then send that to people so that you don't spend more than you wish to spend. But also broadcast. Don't just be a consumer. You can broadcast as well, and you can broadcast just you chatting if you want to. Just switch off your camera if you don't want to be seen, and you can just chat and say nothing, and or do what you want. Just go out for a walk, as I did. I mean, that was the first kind of thing that I did. I just went out for a walk with my camera, and I still do, of course. and people start watching. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to be entertaining other than just showing where you are. It's not difficult. It's really not difficult at all. So yeah, encourage your favorite broadcasters, the most entertaining, informative, interesting broadcasters. Encourage them through the awards, the sponsorship, PayPal, Amazon wishlist, etc. And broadcast yourself as well. And thank you, Louise and Priggy as well for those awards. Can you sponsor a session of me dancing? That's not on offer. I never have yet anyway said I will do a certain thing, a certain broadcast or content for sponsorship or for awards or anything like that. It's all totally optional. It is optional, although I'm strongly encouraging people to do that. It is always optional. Nobody has to do it. I will have another drink anyway. Yes, I never, ever, ever say that somebody has to send me cash, sponsorship, whatever. Never say that. And I never think that either. Genuinely, I never think that person really should be sending me some money, or I never think I'm going to do this because it'll get me some cash or get me whatever. I never ever think like that. It's always, I always look at the awards, the sponsorships, etc., as a lovely bonus. And it does encourage me to do more, yes, but it's always just a really nice thing that people do to show that they appreciate me. I don't do things to get the awards, to get the money. I never do that, never have done that, and probably never will do that. I think. That's for a pole dance, right? It's always just a nice optional, a tip kind of, but it's not as if I'm like busking in the street and saying, there's my tip jar, you should be paying me. It's really not even like that. But it does encourage me, certainly. When I see, when I do cash out my $200+, that's nice. I think lovely. People enjoy my stuff. I'll do more of it. But for me, it's not, this is the way I make money. Can always make a one-off sponsor. Yes, that's right. So what you can do is you could send, let's say, $20 to somebody with a sponsorship and then immediately cancel it. So it doesn't roll over to the next month. It gets that effectively a one-off $20 whatever payment. And remember, as I said, it can be any multiple dollar amount. So $1, $2, $3, $4, $10, whatever that you want to do. So if you do watch, there's lots of people who play music, for example, on Haps. If you particularly you see, I'm Priggy. I'm not going to. I know I would make stacks of cash if I were to dance, pole dance even. It's not happening. There's lots of people who perform music, and if you were listening to them in the street, or if they were performing in a restaurant where you are or whatever, you would probably drop them a few pounds in their jar, or a few dollars. You might empty your purse and give them $2.75, whatever you have in cash, and you could do that with a single sponsorship and then cancel it if you don't want it to be repeating every month. Unless you regularly watch them, of course, in which case, why not? If you enjoy somebody, look, consider how much is an hour's worth of entertainment, okay? How much do you pay to be entertained for an hour? What do you think? Seriously, how much do you pay for an hour's entertainment? It could be going to a cinema. It could be going to a concert. It could be, well, define entertainment. Yes, it could be watching a TV series. It could be listening to some music. How much do you pay for an hour's entertainment? What's the price of a cinema ticket, for example? What's the price for a ticket to your favorite band in concert? It's not the same, certainly, it's not the same, but that's the cost of entertainment. That's the price that you pay to be entertained. Never thought, I know, a lot of people don't think like that. I mean, how much would you cost to go and see an art exhibition? No, I don't need tampons, thank you. Everyone finds different things entertaining, absolutely. Yes, but the mere fact that people are watching surely means there's something entertaining going on, doesn't it? I mean, normally, whenever I'm watching somebody broadcasting, it's because I'm being entertained, and that's worth something. I think it is anyway. So I try to send people awards that I can afford. Also means entry. Yes, could be entertainment. It could be something interesting. So I haven't done this for a while. Well, no, interesting. Okay, so for example, if I go to a castle or a battle site or something interesting like that, give people information, give people something that interests them, give people something that improves their knowledge, which I also do with sometimes when I did the the lessons that I gave about grammar and how to add fractions and so on. So there's different forms of entertainment and different forms of valuable content. But it's worth thinking, how much do you pay for that outside the context of social media? Would do more if there's more on the table. You want a table dance now, do you? Okay. It's worth thinking about. And as I say, I'm not just talking about myself, far from it. I'm talking about everybody because I'm as invested in HAPS as anybody. I want HAPS to succeed as well as anybody. So I want the best broadcasters to be encouraged to broadcast. I want the best streams available to people. So I want the best people, the best broadcasters to be paid, essentially. Is it still doing? I'm thinking of doing some more of that actually, because I've been developing some teaching material, and I'm going to be doing more of that. So I might do some of that again, actually, especially if you pay me. I'm joking. But yes, I think I might do some more maths and grammar and that sort of thing. Might do that a bit more. If I have the time, mind you, if I have the time and the inclination to do it away from work. Yeah. Any other questions that you might have for me about any of this general topic, or anything specific about how to use the buy me a coffee or whatever? Feel free to ask. Let me know. I'll do my best to answer if I can. But yeah, I mean, like I say though, this is not just me saying send me money. I'm also saying send money to other people, the people who you enjoy. to encourage them. Some, such as Louise, who does excellent her travel broadcasts. Now, were you not in Australia recently or at the moment? Is that right? I think I see. But lots and lots of people enjoy Louise's. No, you're not. I thought. Were you? Maybe not Australia. Was it Auckland? Was it Auckland you were in? That's true. You can't travel, can you? Were you in Auckland? I'm sure I saw something. Australia, Auckland. It's all the same. It's all the same to me. You were somewhere anyway. But there's lots of people who do very interesting things and who deserve. Is it Wellington? I thought it was Auckland. Anyway. Lots of people who do interesting things and who deserve to have that reflected. And one of the best ways of doing that, if not the best way, you are in Auckland. Yeah, I'm confused. Anyway, Dr. Martin, what? No. Palladium. Yes, lots of people who do. Oh, well, right, get you. Also, just check your follow lists. Check your follow lists. Yeah, there is a lot of good stuff. And unfollow people who don't interest you. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Unfollow people who don't interest you. As long as you make sure you follow the people who do, obviously. How much did I make last month? What did I say? Was it $78? Something like that. Not bad. Some people do overpost. Some people do. It's true. I try to not broadcast more than once a day. On a Thursday, normally, I don't think I'm going to do this tomorrow because I don't think I'll have time. On a Thursday, I do 2, and then the phone box quiz overnight. But yeah, okay, maybe I do that actually. But there's days I have off as well. When's the last time I went on a night walk? It'll be a few weeks ago, certainly. I can't remember. It'll be a few weeks for sure. I think you missed the phone box quiz last week. Did I do it last week? I think I did. Let me check. Where are we? Walking along the riverbank, seek some advice, pub lunch, Moby Dick, sunset at the beach, wind turbines, refresh. Come on, wake up. Oh, there we go. Right. Right. I didn't do it. Yes, it's 2 weeks, so I'll have to do it tomorrow night. It was. I tell you why. I know exactly why. It was because I had an important meeting that Friday morning. Yes, I had an important work meeting at 9 o'clock that Friday morning, so I thought it might be best to not still be awake at 3 o'clock. So that's why I didn't do it last week. Oh, that reminds me, I think I've got a meeting on Friday afternoon. It's on my other calendar. I think it's the afternoon though. I think I'm okay this week. I think I'm okay. So I should be doing it in just under 25 hours. Because it's 1:15 now. And I've been going for an hour. Yeah, so I switched on. So gravity is not. It's it was, yeah. It's Raspberry Crush by Tempest Brewery. It's really nice. 4.8% fruit beer. It's really pleasant. When I change the quiz, well, on my bio link, it's got the form there to suggest possible changes to the phone box quiz. I don't want it to be too early because then there's still going to be people around in the streets. If it's earlier in the evening, maybe it's nice. So maybe 1 o'clock, but I don't want to get. No, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Maybe at the moment, maybe 1 o'clock. I don't really want to get much earlier than that because there's going to be drunk people around, in the streets, possibly. So I don't know. It might just go on a hiatus for a few months anyway. I don't know. Nobody says I don't have stamina. Yeah, so tomorrow, normally I would, I'm not at work at the moment, no. Normally I would be doing my reading Moby Dick and having lunch in the Cloud House Cafe. I would be doing that normally, but I'll be busy tomorrow, unfortunately. I wish I wasn't, but I will be. So I almost certainly won't be broadcasting tomorrow, but I should be on for the quiz at night. Winter's coming. Aye. What time last winter? It was 2 o'clock. Yeah, maybe not. I mean, normally they're quite nice. I mean, if somebody walks past at that time of night, nobody's ever had a go there or anything. It's more usually it was the kids on a Sunday afternoon who would walk past the phone box. But yeah, normally at night it's not so bad. But that's 2 in the morning. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of 2 in the morning, I don't want to keep going all night. So I'm going to stop here. If you're watching on replay and you want to ask me anything, feel free to ask me something. Send me a Twitter message, DM, or even if you want to ask me something, something on Haps, you can if you put something on your Haps front page and then at me, that will I'll see it. Sly? What's Sly? If you call it a phone box while you're not there, still no answer. There won't be any answer at the moment. 01896 82260 4 to 18. Well, I don't want to be going all night, and there's a chance that I won't be able to keep going all night. I might fall asleep. Yeah. As I say, though, feel free to ask me any questions if you want to do that. And also, don't forget, if you are watching on replay, you can send awards on replay. So not just this broadcast, but any broadcast you enjoy watching on replay. Remember, you can send awards on it. Best way to send all pictures, the way you do is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Well, you don't have to send them directly to me. You can put them on your Twitter and then at me, and I would see them. So you don't have to DM me pictures, but I will repost the ones you did send because some of them were quite nice. That was from my walk earlier in the evening. Okay, bye. Right. Is that a hint? Right. Okay, so thanks for watching. Should be on tomorrow night. 32 or 32 too many. No, we did narrow them down to, nice 4 or 6 or something. Or 2. Just the best ones is fine. Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow night, phone box quiz, 2 a.m. my time. hopefully I'll be in the pub on Friday afternoon. I hope. And I've got nothing in particular planned, but don't forget charades on Saturday night. If I get a couple of volunteers to play charades, we'll do that this week. Yes, all right. I'll put up my bio link there again one more time so that you can see it on replay. And thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you all later. Thanks for sending the awards in this broadcast and in August. And the stuff that arrived from my Amazon wish list and the PayPal and the Buy Me a Coffee, all of that. Thank you very much for all of that. Louise, charades? If Louise was up for it, we'll see. I do have not exactly a waiting list, but a few people who want to play. So we'll see. Or make a collage. That's true. All right. Charades, yes. Go and watch from nearly 2 weeks ago, my last game of charades, if you're interested in playing, if you want to. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Have a nice Thursday, September, you know what I mean. See you all later. Bye-bye.